What is going on, everyone? So we're very excited today to show a new deck profile. This deck is called Armor Camel. Very cool, very new, different, very different from the norm, very different from what you will see posted online. Very creative. It doesn't play Charizard, so it's very different from what you will see online. We're definitely going to be posting a Charizard list pretty soon, so subscribe to the channel. We're going to bring that to you, but for now, very excited to show this camera build that our friend ItzKatKid from Australia was kind enough to show us and basically guide us through the deck. I was able to talk to him through Discord for the last couple of weeks, and every question that I had, right? Because you have so many questions. Why aren't you playing this, right? Why aren't you playing that? And the fact that he was able to answer every question with ease just showed me how skilled and how much experience this player has with the deck. And again, is it perfect? No, there's no such thing as the perfect list. Is it competitive and can it win a tournament? Absolutely. Very strong, very aggressive, just very, very good. All right, so let's get right into the deck. I'm very excited. So the real reason why I actually wanted to, I started sort of like poking around the list before I got to know personally ItzKatKid. It's because this deck plays Armarouge, and Armarouge is my favorite fire Pokemon of all time. I've been trying to build a list around it. I gave up a long time ago, and I just thought maybe we still don't have a decent Armarouge yet, so maybe in the future. But the fact that these two are basically the engine of the deck, and it just is so good. I'm just very happy. I've been playing the deck myself, and I'm just, dude. You're a genius. You're a freaking genius. Very happy with the list. I don't know. It's not like he like discovered something crazy, but the fact that he just, he managed to keep the deck very grounded is just very special and just very nice and very fun and competitive. So what do they do, right? That's the big question. So camerupt, this is Team Magmus camerupt, so you can potentially play camerupt if you wish, the normal camerupt, because you have a different name, right? And in GLC, if you have different names, they're basically considered as different Pokemon. So Team Magmus Camel, basically once during your turn you can attach a fighting or a fire energy from your discard into this Pokemon, and then with Armarouge's ability Fire Off, you can put every single or any necessary fire energies from your bench all the way to the active, okay? And basically you keep obviously recycling those attackers over and over. So very nice. So let's get right into the deck, right? So we're gonna start with the Camerupt and the Team Magmus normal. You can't play any normal, it has to be this one because again it's considered a different Pokemon from normal. So you have to play these cards. Very strong, very nice. It also has 70 HP. Thank God for that. So we can get it with Body Puffin. So very nice. Very hard to get. It took me forever to get this card, but I finally got it, and I'm very happy that I was able to get it. We play this Sharket and we play Armarouge. So in the original build, like every deck profile that we do here at Team Moo Moo Milk, we always give lists our own spice, right? But we always give credit to the original builders, and in the description below you're gonna have access to ItzKatKid's official CBW deck profile. So you're gonna be able to see his personal list and how he's gonna be updating the list from now in towards the future. So keep looking at the list, see for future updates. You might be looking at this list and thinking, man, this list was posted maybe 20 years ago, but as long as he keeps posting updating the list, you're gonna be able to update your own build, so we don't have to like keep building, making new videos on the same deck. All right, so the reason why we play this Sharket, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, is because it's the coolest one in my opinion. But there is another one that basically shields himself from attacks. That's the one that our creator, this deck's creator, is currently playing. And he I showed him my list before posting, right before I made the video, to make sure that we were basically on the same page. And he said, like, I'm glad you enjoy this Sharket, but I really recommend the one that I'm using. So definitely check his list out to figure out what exactly I'm talking about. But this one is just so cool looking. I just had to always, for me, it's always gonna be like looks over competitive, or looks over like how optimal the card is. So if it looks good, it's gonna perform well. That's the way that I look at it. All right, don't judge me. All right, so then we play Slugma and we play Magmus. So Magmus, smooth over every turn. You can look at any card from your deck, put it on top of your deck, and it's just an incredible card. You're gonna have multiple ways to just search any card and then draw that card to play for the turn. So the fact that you get to pick any card from your deck every single turn is just insane. And even when you can't draw that card, it's just, you know, you're probably gonna get prepared for the following turn, and you're gonna draw something that if something gets KO'd, then you can immediately respond to something like maybe like a teammate, or something like a Mela, or something like a Raihan, right? Something very aggressive that puts you on the lead, or brings you back to even. All right, so why this Slugma? So again, we're gonna call him Kid for the time being, right? Because it's just easier this way. So Kid Slugma is a little different from mine. I think he has the one that puts you to sleep. So he has the one that has yawn in its place. So the reason why I play this Slugma, it has 70 HP. It has 3 retreat costs, which is really nice, because if you are, I'm not saying we are, but if you eventually want to play cards like Heavy Ball, this is another card that you can search, which is really nice. But what's really cool about it, it's about the attack Grass Fire. Very cool guy. Shout outs to Spence from Discord. He was the one that actually got me into this card. I didn't know that you were able to take you know, special energies with this card's ability. So basically says it's, so Grass Fire, discard a grass energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they have something like a dragon special energy, or they have, you know, a reversal or a counter or a rainbow or whatever, right, that simply, right, has the specifications to count as a grass, then you can discard that card, and that can be huge in many matchups. So I personally enjoy it. Kid, not so much. He just prefers the yawn. But this is my take on it. I really enjoy it. So pick your favorite. All right, so let's get to, so that's it for the stage ones, right? So this is all the evolutions the deck gets. Everything else is basics. So let's get into what I believe is basically the strongest opener in the entire deck, which is Volcanion. Ridiculous. Flare starter if you're going second, and it's your first turn. Instead of searching for up to 1, you can search to 3 energy cards from your deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like for only 1 energy. That is just ridiculous. And then the second attack, if you have at least 4 fire energies in play, this attack does 60 more damage, which is ridiculous. So very strong opener. There's a cooler Volcanion that has the same, it's a different artwork. This is the one that I got, but the other one is a lot cooler, so get the other one. And then we got Cast Form. This is the free retreater, 150. You discard the stadium and play, and if you don't, it doesn't do anything. So very nice. 70 HP again is just, you put damage, you're KOing most of the meta. All right, then we got this Shiu, which is my personal favorite card in the deck. Obviously armarouge is, you know, top dog, coolest card, favorite Pokemon, fire Pokemon, but without counting that, Shiu is second coolest, right? Second favorite. So it's, what's cool about it, it's a revenger Pokemon. So you would Mega Fire of Envy, if your Pokemon gets KO'd, it does 90 more damage, which is insane. You're KOing almost everything with only 2 energies, but also it's a good opener, right? So if you are going, you're going second, you get to attack, you get to attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, if you manage, right, to discard in some sort of way, with a Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Guzman Hall, etc. So very, very nice. And then we also play Ente. This is a newer Ente that came out recently, I believe. So this one, it's the ability pressure. As long as this Pokemon is in your active spot, attacks used by your opponent's active Pokemon do 20 less, which can come in clutch. Sometimes that's all it takes. It like surpasses that 130 magic number to all the way to 150. So you're surviving one of those, you know, usual hits that you're gonna get hit by. Usually it's 120, 130, maybe 140. So it puts you in the lead for sure. Very, very strong. And then with Blaze Ball, this attack does 20 more damage for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Obviously with Charizard, this card is going to be stronger. We don't play Charizard in this build, but it's still very, very strong. And then this is where it's a little different from the original build as well. We play this Moltres. Kid plays, I believe, the Pokemon Go Moltres, where it adds plus 10 damage to your fire Pokemon. But I really enjoy this one, not only because you get free retreat with Flare Float, but the ability to snipe something that's really important, or better yet, it's a threat to the deck, can be just enormous in the mid to late game. So I personally really enjoy it. I haven't had any problems with it. The fact that you can, you know, KO that Whalmer or that very Pokemon that's going to be, you know, that strong, very strong Pokemon that's going to be a problem in the next couple of turns, or that engine that your opponent has, just get it out of the way. It just slows down your opponent by a long shot, and it's just very nice. And the fact that you can do this, like go in first on your second turn, like going first as, you know, a second going player, dude, like it's just ridiculous. So very straight to the point, right? So very straight to the point, like the lineup. It's only gonna get stronger in the future. All right, so let's get into our supporters. I believe I am, for those who know me, I'm a huge grass fanatic. But I have to say, fire, and again, it's our weakness. It's not like I'm turning into the dark side, but fire definitely has like the coolest. Like when you open a fire deck, man, it's just so pretty. Some of the prettiest supporters, fire, they have it. So we're gonna start with one of my favorites, one of the coolest, Welder. So you can attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon, and if you do, you draw 3 cards. So very important that up to 2, very important that up to. So if you only have 1, you can attach 1 and still draw 3 cards, which is nice. We got that beautiful Blacksmith, so you can attach 2 fire energy cards from your discard pile to one of your fire Pokemon. This to the mid to the late game is just very strong. And then we got the favorite Mela. So Mela, it's basically almost like a Raihan, but not really. You get to, if one of your Pokemon got KO, you get to attach a fire energy from your discard pile into one of your Pokemon, and then you get to draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Very strong. And then you have things like Raihan, which are obviously like power play cards, are gonna keep you in the game. You got Iono. What I like about Iono is you get to use Macargo, right? And then you get to like top your deck, and then you get to draw it with Iono because things go to the bottom, which is really cool. So I prefer Iono. We also play Sycamore because we are playing a bunch of recovery cards. So I personally enjoy Sycamore. If you don't like Sycamore, which is a you know, a lot of people are taking Sycamore from their decks, you could definitely play Cynthia instead of Sycamore, so no problem there. Just pick Cynthia. We have Guzma, which is a must. We have Guzma and Hala, probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest supporter in the entire deck. We got Arven, we got Marnie, and unfortunately we have Carmine. So Carmine is a new addition to the list. I'm still testing this card out. Kid doesn't have it in his list. I just personally enjoy it. Very cool. I recently ordered it to have it full art. So yeah, so I can't wait for that card to get to this deck. But then we have this one card. Unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna have this card in its max rarity for a while, and that's the last card, Cynthia and Caitlyn. if anyone is a fan of ours here at Team Moo Milk, and you have a spare Cynthia and Kaylin that you want to like mail us, that would be great. If you are going to do that, please sign it in the back. We love signed cards from players. We already had a couple of fans from the channel that have emailed us. If you don't know where to email us at, find us at Tricky Gym. We're always at Tricky Gym. You can find me by Pellets, or you can find any of my teammates, Ophidian or Pumbaa. Write to us. We're always there. But yeah, Cynthia and Kaylin, this card is a little expensive, so I still don't have it, but it's coming in the future. Maybe for my birthday, maybe Santa Claus will come earlier this year. But this card is very important. Not only do you get to draw 3 cards, so you get to draw that card with Macargo, but you also get to get that supporter that you need. That's, you know, that usually, yeah, many players after Versus Seeker don't really have a way to get back. So you can play another Guzma. You can play another Raihan, you can play another Mela, you can play one of those really strong supporters. So I'm not a huge fan of Cynthia and Kaylin, but in this deck specifically, amazing card. Very, very good. So that's it for the supporters. Guys, again, if you have an extra Cynthia and Kaylin, think of me. I'm missing it. Alright, I'm too poor to buy it right now. Alright, so let's talk about like the items. So for the items, we play Ultra Ball. We got an Ultra Ball, we got an S Ball, we got a Quick Ball, we got a Swing Heavy Ball, and that's it. Alright, so I can't believe I'm seeing this little Pokeballs and fire, but that's all we got. That's all we really need. Alright, so that's it. Very important, that Quick Ball and the Ultra Ball, to discard those fire energies that we sometimes just need in the discard to actually speed us up. And then one addition to the deck that Kid doesn't have, I believe he has what is it? I think he has map in his build, but I have energy spinner. So instead of map, I added energy spinner just because sometimes opening, right? If I get to draw this card, or I get access to this card, if I'm going second, it could just be enormous, because you get those 3 energies, and then you can play things like welder, or you can play things like you know, you like blacksmith. So very, very strong. I just enjoy it. Also another item to get those energies into your hand, which you sometimes need. So with spinner comes Professor's Letter. All right, so we got 2 energy searchers, we got 2 evolution searchers. Evo Soda is one of those cards that I'm constantly switching back and forth. But so far I haven't had any problems. I'm a huge fan of Pokemon Communication, and I had Pokemon Communication for this a while back, but I didn't have any problems with Pokemon Communication. We'll talk about that card in a separate video, but I wanted to just, you know, again, we're playing different decks. I want to play like as many different cards as possible as well. So I took it out, played with Soda. Not too bad, not too bad. I wish it was as good as Evolution Incense, but not too bad. We got Versus Seeker and we got Tackle, so just, you know, extra consistency for our supporters. And then we got 2 removals. We got Field Blower and we got Enhanced Hammer. So here in Puerto Rico, we've been playing Enhanced Hammer more and more. It's become part of the meta, and it's just very, very strong. Very, very good in against stronger players. So it's a card that I personally, in my locals, I know that I'm gonna need. So yeah, so it's one of those cards that I added. Kid doesn't have it in his list. I'm not sure what I changed it for. There's a couple of cards that change here and there, but overall, I can assure you the list is basically the same. All right, so we also got a Venture Bag. I just like the consistency. So it's a searcher for items, searcher for your basic Pokemon. You got your consistency with Trainer's Mail. So these are just consistency cards that we want to have. And then we got this supporter, right? Just like Trainer's Mail, we have supporters. We got Escape Rope, which is important. So Adventure Bag, what are the items? So this is a very heavy item list, and each item is just very strong. So we got Floatstone, just amazing. XP Share and Witchful Baton. Once those fire energies are on the field, we want to keep them on the field most of the time. So these 2 cards are just very good to keep those energies putting pressure into like our opponent's field. So just amazing starter. So having turbo energize in this list is just so good. It's just so good. Very strong. There, you don't need it, but sometimes, many times you do, and when you use it, it's just a game changer off the bat. And the fact that this is a best of one format is just huge. And then we play Muscle Band. And the last item that I wasn't really playing, I took out, but then I took back in. Thank you again for the kid. Sorry to change your list. I took a bunch of cards from his original list and then I put them back in. So again, Master knows its own build. Shout outs to you, dude. Just amazing build. We got Fighting Fury Belt. So many of these Pokemon basically want to survive that hit, but you also want to, you're missing that extra 10. You're missing that extra 20. Right, and just Muscle Band and Fighting Fury Belt just helps you not only to survive, at least for Fighting Fury Belt, but it also gets you to KO that annoying Pokemon that you have on the field, so you don't have to worry about it. And now they have to worry about your own your own big Pokemon on the field that's putting pressure, right, with that big HP. So very good. I'm not a big fan of playing like multiple recovery cards, but I have to say again, Master knows his own build. You did great, kid. Super Rod, Ordinary Rod, Rescue Stretch are all needed. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel those energies dwindle down. You're going to feel those basics die off, and you're gonna want to bring them back. And yes, you need at least 3. Just try it. If you don't, change it to 2, but so far I've enjoyed it. Just really nice. And then we have our MVP stadiums. We got Artisan, we got Magma Basin, and just Giant Heart. So very nice, very strong. If you don't know what these cards do, I'm just gonna read them real quick. So for Giant H, we got once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for 2 fire energy cards, reveals them, and puts them in their hand. Then that player shuffles their hand. So just very good, and again, consistency. And then we got Magma Basin, probably my favorite in the deck. So once during each player's turn, that player may attach a fire energy card from their discard pile to one of their bench fire Pokemon. If a player attach an energy to a Pokemon in this way, you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So again, you could just attach it to Armarouge. Armarouge takes damage. You activate Armarouge's ability, and then you put that energy into the active, and that active isn't receiving damage. So taking, I wouldn't say 1, 2 damage. So taking 2 for the team. Very cool, very strong. And then we play, a bunch of energies. We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 basics, and then we play 1 heat fire energy that gives us plus 20. So in the original build, I believe he's playing a total of 10, so he's actually playing 9 basics. I'm on 9 basics and heat, so total of 10 energies. I'm only playing a total of 9, and that's because again, there's a couple of cards that I just wanted to fit in there. But other than that, trust me, do not go lower than 9. And again, the more I play, there are many times where I really want to add that 10th energy. Another thing that I want to say before we finish with the video is when I started playing the deck and I started changing, obviously, like cards here and there, one of the things that I added was another special energy. And because again, we're playing Goose Mahala, so what happens if this gets prized, or what happens if this is used? I want to get that other energy. And I will tell you, trust me when I say, so many times where I just had that special energy in my hand, and for other effects, I wish that it was a basic energy. So you'll know what I'm talking about once you start playing the deck. But overall, feel free to build it. Shout outs to you, ItzKatKid. Amazing deck profile. Just amazing list. It's just really good, very nice, very fun, dude. I've been having so much fun with this list. It's crazy, and every night I like text them and say like, hey, what do you think about this? And again, gouging fires isn't still here yet. So we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys enjoy the list. Very, very unique. No Charizard. We got Armarouge, which is our boy. But we got, more importantly, Team Camerupts, Team Magmus Camerupt, which is the MVP of the deck. So I'll see you guys on the next one.